So just to start, tell us a little bit about how you came onto the film and what pushed you towards joining, and what about the character that spoke to you?
Well, I was really drawn to it feels like many different kinds of movies in one movie. And my stuff with Chris Pratt, it really feels like this little tiny indie about a marriage. And it really deals with, I don't know, even though it's a big, shiny alien movie, it really feels like a pretty accurate portrait of what it feels like to be married, and to be in love with someone throughout for a long period of time, and to see them go through changes. And I think she sees Dan as somebody who she can see the person inside that he wants to be, and knows that he's doesn't feel that way right now, and the circumstances of his life aren't meeting his desires inside. And I think that worries her because, we've got a daughter to raise and life to live. And I think that he's sort of sinking into the couch in this darkness when this thing happens. When naturally soldiers explode onto the screen from the future and say there's a war against humanity. But it's sort of his opportunity to find that inner thing and channel it into something. And to me, that's very relatable.
I agree. And I think that you mentioned it, but you and Chris, your scenes are pretty much the like emotional crux of the film. So what was it like working with him and kind of like figuring out those scenes together and kind of grounding these characters that are like massive kind of as human?
Yeah, I think that it was really important to Chris and I, excuse me, and to Chris McKay, the director, that these people feel real. I think that a trap to fall into is, where it just looks like a bunch of people in makeup who met that day saying lines and sucking it in. And I think that it was important to me to make Emmy a real three-dimensional person who loves her husband, but also is frustrated that he's not stepping up and being the person that she knows that he can be. I think that my dynamic with Chris Pratt was very easy, and it felt immediately like, oh, this is a wonderful, warm, open person. It felt very safe and lovely. You never know with these movie stars when you're going to walk on set and they're like, I only eat dried plums, and I think the postal service has to do with space. And you're like, okay, awesome, I'm excited to work together. Chris couldn't be more wonderful and open and loving, and a real ensemble member, and passionate about making movies and making things feel real.
Yeah, I think I just spoke to Chris a little bit earlier, and he mentioned that was something that was like super important to him, that everybody on set kind of felt a camaraderie and felt close. And even if you weren't in scenes with certain people, that you guys kind of like felt connected and like part of one team. So what was it like working with the cast? I know that, there's definitely, Sam's the funniest human ever, and Chris has got some jokes too. So
I'm so sad that Sam and I don't have anything in the movie together. I'm desperate to work with him. We became friends over the shoot of this movie, just because we were in Atlanta at the same time, and we had dinner at one point, and we were sort of it was just such a funny picture of the two different parts of the movie that we're in. I was like, I am really going to 11 in these scenes. He's like, yeah, I'm going to 11 too. I was like, yeah, no, I mean, like, I am sobbing. He's like, oh, I meant like, I am saying things like, that's going to leave a mark. Like, I was like, wait, what movie are you in? What movie am I in? Hope it comes together. And it did. Thank God.
Kind of. So, obviously it's such a huge, like summer blockbuster, kind of almost like nostalgic of like some of like our like summer blockbusters of like the past, with all the big aliens and everything like that, but also like a real emotional like foundation. And what was it like seeing that for the first time, like on like just the scale of the film?
Well, it was so interesting because I saw it in my childhood home with my dad, who is such a big blockbuster lover. And my childhood bedroom is directly over the living room. So I spent my whole childhood being like, good night. My dad would be like, Troy, Goodfellas, Scarface. So little me would fall asleep to the sounds. It's like,
You're like,
so it was a real honor to watch it in the hallowed ground. And watching my dad just, love the movie and was so excited that, I was in a movie that he liked. Yeah, it feels like the big shiny action movie is sort of evolving into, they have real characters and real stakes, and it feels heartbreaking and hilarious, and it's an escape, and then suddenly you're thinking about your own life. It's got it all.
Awesome. And then finally, just, is there a specific scene or experience that you had on the film that really stuck with you, or when you think back, you're like, that's what I think about?
Oh, a specific experience. I think as an actress, there are many times where I've felt like I felt uncomfortable on set, or wasn't valued, or felt like nervous, or that I had to audition for the job I already had. And this was so the opposite of that experience. I have to say, Chris Pratt is such a great guy and a great actor and such a good leader that it really, from the top down, felt like you are safe and valued here as an actor or as a crew member. And it just made everybody kind of step up their game. So with that, it was a wonderful experience.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time. It was so
Thanks.
fantastic to speak with you through a Zoom.
Yeah, I'll probably see you soon.
I'll see you in a little bit. All right.
Okay, great.
Thanks, Veronica.
Thanks, Britt. I'll send you back to hospitality.
Hi there, here's today's Daily Fact. Did you know that the deadliest actors with the all-time most kills in movies are Mila Jovovich, around 1,300, and Jet Li, over 1,000, with Schwarzenegger, Stallone and Statham way down the list with a count of a mere 700-800. Remember to click below to subscribe, or on the side for more great content.